Father Juan Velez. In this part 2 of Newman as a doctor of the Church, I would like to continue what we were saying in the first video. We expect that Newman will be canonized later this year, and that he will afterwards be named a doctor of the Church later on, in a few years probably. And we have to ask ourselves, well, what is a doctor of a church? Basically, a doctor of a church is somebody who the church recognizes as a saint. He lived a holy life, an exemplary life. And two, someone whose teachings are so important for Christians and for the church. And usually it's someone who wrote a great deal, but not necessarily. Well, in the case of Cardinal Newman, both things apply. He will be recognized as a model of holiness, and second of all, he wrote extensively and very important things for Christians in general and for theologians. And what are some of the things that he wrote about? Well, one of them is, as we mentioned in the first video, about faith and reason and the harmony between both. Another area in which he wrote about is the Scriptures and how Christ reveals himself in the Scriptures, and how the Scriptures are God revealing himself in Jesus Christ. And he wrote about the importance of delving into the Scriptures and trying to meditate the life of God and to apply it to one's life. But also looking at what the Church Fathers taught about the Scriptures, what the Church Fathers taught about the faith, about the Church. So he read the Scriptures, but through the Church Fathers. The Church Fathers are those great teachers of the Church that lived in the first centuries, basically the first 1,000 years of the Church. Newman also has a lot to teach us about the importance of conscience, the moral conscience, and forming the conscience and listening to one's conscience and living by what that interior voice tells us, which is the voice of God. And a lot of his teaching was about how the conscience is not something independent from the truth, but it's directly tied to the truth revealed by God through natural law and through the Church, especially through the Church's teaching. Another area in which he has a lot to teach us about is on the development of doctrine, and we will dedicate another video to speak about the development of doctrine. So these are a number of the areas in which Newman has a lot to teach us about: the unity between faith and reason, the development of doctrine, the role of the conscience in the Christian's ordinary life. And again, there are other areas, and that's why we expect that once Newman is declared a saint, some years later, or sometime later, the Church will declare him a doctor of the Church. Thank you very much.